ever won anything.
Yeah, Cortex, you bringing them out right now, ain't you?
He bringing them out the woodworks, folks.
Super Giants, 86 to 87.
86 Giants. Oh, man. I remember those Giants team, man. That's the Dave Meggett era. I love those Giants teams. Let's go ahead and talk about something else. Did you have anything on the Hamilton story?
No, it's just funny to me. I think
he likes Yak.
The only reason why I talk about the story that I mentioned, I wanted to discuss this because I like when people get drunk, even though it's sad he suffered alcohol abuse and drugs. But they said when he gets drunk, he just start wilding out. It's like, I want to see that. I want you to be sober. I want to see you get on the dance floor, start wilding out, get drunk, do what you want to do, man. Hey, it's like, it's crazy too, because when people talk about like alcoholism and all that stuff, it's like, if you watch somebody like that, he said it himself. He's like, when I have one, it just turns into like 20. So it's like, I want to see this happen. Like, it's like, this dude, he can't stop himself. Like, he has to be, someone had to come down there and literally stop him from drinking. Like, he was not going to stop. Like, that's the greatest thing. That's what I want to see. Like, someone just can't control themselves. Like, just continues to just down liquor and beer, whatever he's drinking. And then I guess the scary part is when he stops drinking, the only reason he stops is because he starts doing the drugs. So it's like, it's scary, but they said once he gets drunk, that he just starts wilding out.
Wow. Well, hey, man, party hard, but come on, man, keep it in line, man. You got to control right now.
No, he went back and started getting some more help.
But I mean, he's a good guy. I like Josh Hamilton. I mean, he fought back from a lot, you know, and to be at such a dark place and to be able to fight back, I mean, it's really commendable. And like I say, hopefully, you know, he can get the help that he needs and he can continue on. You know, like I said, we always love to hear about positivity and positive things. So let's go ahead and talk about LeBron's comments on the Cavs. What he said, he wanted to return as a Cav?
No, he didn't say. He said he would never rule out returning as a Cleveland Cavalier if the fans would accept him, if they would take him back. But he would never rule that back out. I guess after his stint's over with the Heat, you know, he'll be older. And at that point in time, hopefully he'll have 2 or 3 championships. He said he'll never rule it out going back to the Cavs. And as long as the fans are willing to accept him, you know. And he said Dan Gilbert, Dan Gilbert said those things out of anger. And, you know, he really didn't mean them. I mean, but, yeah, I mean, the comments, I don't have a problem with them.
Yeah, those are some strong comments, kid.
But people are, you know, obviously they're going to talk about it, blow it up on Twitter and all this nonsense. It's really not a strong comment. It's not like he's saying, I want to return to Cleveland now.
I don't mean LeBron's comments, but I mean Gilbert's comments.
Oh, Gilbert.
Against LeBron.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for LeBron to say that, I mean,
because LeBron.
He didn't really mean it. I mean,
because, you know, LeBron's trying to clean up his image.
Hard.
He's trying to clear up his image, so he can't continue to attack people if he's trying to clear up his image. I mean, people are just they're talking about LeBron's comments. I mean, he just said, Ohio is where he's from. So it's not, he probably does want to bring a championship to the city eventually, but he just knows he can't do it right now. I mean, who's going to leave D. Wade and what they have in Miami right now to go back to Cleveland? That would be insanity. Like Lynn Saturday, that would be insanity. So I see nothing wrong with the comments, but you know how people take things out of context. Media takes it, runs with it. I can't stand the media. It's just ridiculous what these people do to these athletes sometimes.
You are the media. What do you mean these people? You are one of these people. You are the media.
I'm not part of those people.
I mean, you spectate on people's lives.
I'm not spectating on nobody's lives. I talk facts and I try to speak the truth. I don't take what people say and run with them like, oh, LeBron wants to leave Miami because he said he might as well. No, I don't do that, sir.
No, you spectate.
I'm not a chatty school girl.
One of these guys,
I don't do that.
You one of these guys that argue about LeBron's clutchness.
I do.
Few years,
but that's truthfulness. That's truthful.
I mean, but
that's truthful. That's not spectating on what he's not done in the fourth quarter. LeBron's my man. You know, he's a baller. He's out of control. And look at his numbers this year alone. But
what you talking about numbers for?
Himself.
Why you talking about numbers?
No,
I thought you said numbers didn't matter.
Why
you talking about
like
numbers? Don't tell me LeBron averages like 30,
out of control.
Like 8 and 8.
But at the same time, though,
he's having a better year than
getting that,
his MVP
genius.
years.
I'm getting that genius. He's balling out of control with his numbers, but he had not won any championships, so the numbers don't really mean anything. So that's why I'm trying to tell you about statistics. If you would let me finish, I would have got to my whole point. He's balling out of control. You see that. But when it comes to the fourth quarter, he has not played his best, and he knows that. So I don't speculate on what LeBron does because I see it. Everyone sees it. He sees it. I'm just saying his numbers are great, but numbers don't mean anything. Those stats and all that stuff that he did last year, that he put up an MVP type year, didn't mean anything because you know why? They didn't win a championship. So that's why I keep trying to push it in people's head. Statistics do not mean everything. Get that out of your head. If you know sports, you would know that. I don't speculate, sir. I talk facts and I speak the truth.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Speak the truth, young man. Speak the truth. But speaking of the NBA, I mean, what did you watch that game last night? Lob City versus Rip City?
I caught the first quarter of it and then I fell asleep. So I didn't watch the whole game. Wow.
Cake Daddy, man. Now, it was a good game. It was actually a pretty good game. Chris Paul, I mean, it wasn't a high-scoring electric game, but Chris Paul and Lob City really came through in the fourth quarter. Just a few good plays. You know, it's like watching the game, you see there's a lot of good players on that team. They got Kenyon Martin now.
Yeah, I see Kenyon Martin clean up some rebounds to get some dunks. I seen that much before I fell asleep on it.
I mean, tell you this, it's just that you see the difference that a Chris Paul can make.
He makes it. I mean, that's why Mark Cuban's still making ridiculous comments about that trade still wasn't fair and blah, blah, blah. Just one thing I want to say about that whole trade, the owners basically screwed the Hornets. That trade that they took from the Clippers was worse than what the Lakers was giving them. They would have been a way better team if they would have got what the Lakers and the Rockets were going to give them versus what they have now. Like, so basically Mark Cuban, because the Clippers recently played the Mavs and the Mavs won the game, but Mark Cuban was like, we still think that trade was unfair and blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, the Hornets suck. They're not going to retain any of those guys that they have now. I don't believe Eric Gordon's going to stay there. And I think one of the other guys that was actually worth of mentioning, I forgot, Campy, I forgot his name. He's not going to be there. They already tried to trade him. So basically, the owners screwed them out of a great trade. Scola and Lamar Odom and all those dudes that's actually could have made that team a way better team and probably a seed, hopefully. I mean, I think they could have pushed for an A seed with that talent. They lost it because the big mouth owners. So it's like, come on, man, you're ridiculous. But one thing I do want to add is, Chris Paul, please go ahead and sign a long-term deal with the Clippers so you can win some championships, kick the Lakers out the building, and make that the Clippers Staples Center.
It's 6-23.
They're horrible. Nothing to talk about. They are horrendous. Good job, Mark Cuban and the rest of you owners, Dan Gilbert, you haters. They got a horrible team. That dude Scola right now, he's balling out of control.
Yeah, Louis Scola, he's a good player.
Him alone they would have had a down low presence with Jarrett Jack and that dude's running the point. They got players on the team. It's the fact if they would have got a low post presence and Lamar Odom and Scola, that team would have been a really good team. But the owners ran the big mouse off, and then David Stern, the idiot that he is, vetoes the trade like he's some kingpin, which he is, but yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, think about that. Now, if a Harvard man, the editor of Harvard Law Review could tell you to think about that, you need to think about that. Come on.
I promise you.
I promise you that the New Orleans Hornets will not win 20 games this year.
Tonight I'm announcing
that the Clippers will go to the NBA Finals.
I am the talent.
I don't know.
And this is what a talent does. I'm like, what's that lady named Cleo? 401 Cleo, remember that lady who used to do Miss Cleo. I'm like
fraud.
Cleo.
Yeah, you are like the fraud.
No, I know what's going to happen in the future.
There you go. The new nickname, the fraud.
I'm the talent, sir.
The fraudulent talent. I'll tell you this though, man. Melo and Lynn was supposed to play tonight, but they're saying that Melo is doubtful. So we might have to wait to see that Melo and Lynn combination. How you think Melo and Lynn gonna coexist?
The whole Carmelo Anthony and people are just bashing this dude right now, call him a ball hog and he's selfish and blah, blah, blah. This is, once again, who is it? The media. People who are just speculating about, they know nothing. They're not in the locker room. They're not the ones who seen Lynn in practice like Melo and said, hey, Mike D'Antoni, you should give this guy a start. He's actually balling out of control in practice. The media's not there. If this guy was so selfish and you can't play with him, he's a ball hog, why would he tell Mike D'Antoni to start this kid? Please tell me that. Think about that, like Obama said. Think about that. Why would he do that? But once again, like I said, the people in this media, they want to sell. They're shock value people. I'm not guys no more. It's shock value people. They just want to say things just to get a rise out of somebody to read their paper or whatever. But what I'm trying to say is this. Melo played with Chauncey.
Print media is dead. What are you talking about? Print media is dead.
Denver and Melo played with Chauncey in Denver. He played on the George's Carl system. You have to be a team player. He played on the Olympic team. He won a national championship in college. This guy can play with anybody. He needed a point guard to make that team better. That's why he suggested to start the kid. He knows he's not going to be able to do it by himself. He needed a point guard. Now with Amari, this guy running the pick and roll, Tony Douglas. What did you rather prefer, Tony Douglas? Be on the floor than Lynn Sanity? Come on, the guy knew who was the best point guard on that team. That's why he suggested to get Lynn in the game. I think they're not going to have a problem coexisting.
Lynn a machine,
man. I think that Lynn's
machine.
He's going to make Melo play off the charts.
I tell you this, man. For Asian dude, that boy game is sweet, man. He got everything in his game. Inside, outside. That boy got handles. Lynn looking crazy, man, and he got a shot.
Yeah. Hey,
and he clutch.
Like I said, once I seen him beat the Lakers and the performance he put on against the Lakers, I was
Lakers, man.
There's nothing you can say. I'm not talking. There's nothing you can say. The guy can play basketball. I don't care who's guarding him.
They face the Heat on Thursday. What you think Lynn gonna do against the Heat?
I think he's gonna do what he's been doing. You're not going to stop that pick and roll. That's what he does. He's going to get in the lane. He's a big guy. He's 6'3", 200-something pounds. He's going to get in that lane. He's quick. He has the handles. I mean, I think he's going to play good, and especially with Carmelo being back. You can't double him. You can't force him to do. You know what I mean? You can't key on Lynn now because who's not? You're gonna watch. You're gonna watch
Melo
Carmelo.
Gonna play that
exactly.
Game.
You're gonna watch.
Be crazy.
You're gonna have
the
Melo and Amari on the floor.
Back,
Come
folks.
on, dude.
The Knicks and Heat rivalry is back.
I'm not seeing.
The Knicks
I'm not
finally
gonna go that far.
showing a little signs of life.
See, you're going too far.
The Heat is still gonna walk over them.
You're going too far. I'm not saying anything's back. I mean,
hey,
let them play first. Let the Knicks work up into the fourth or fifth seed, and then we can talk about that. But right now, it's still kind of premature. I'm not going to say that the Knicks are back. They still have to prove more. Being in the AFC doesn't mean anything. That's a joke. I mean, you're in the East. I mean, right now, they have to climb up and start contending with some of them top-tier teams. When they start getting the fourth, and pushing for the fourth or the third seed, that's when you can say the Knicks are back. But right now, it's still premature. 7 games in is not enough. It's a 66-game season, and, you know, it's a little way. They got a lot more to do.
Let me ask you a question. Who you want to see in the dunk contest this year?
I don't really care about the dunk contest.
You don't care about the dunk contest?
I never did. I think people do the same dunks. People do the same dunks. I mean, last year, to be honest with you, people switched it up a little bit. There was some new dunks in there. There was some different things. But most of the time, the dunk contest, people do the same dunks. I mean, hopefully this year, you know, it's more like last year.
Let me tell you the contestants. They have Chase Budinger, Paul George, the Indiana Pacers, Derek Williams.
I don't like big men who dunk.
Yeah.
He's too big.
Yeah, I
Blake's
guess
different because Blake actually elevates off the floor. Did Blake